Oh, hi there. It's been a while since I made a video. I took a break from PoE, but I recently got my feet wet again at the end of Scourge League. I'm going to be playing 3.17, and I thought I would talk a bit about how I plan my league start and how I adapt information that I find to SSF. A lot of videos you see about PoE are geared towards Trade League, and it's important for an SSF player to be able to adapt the information to how you'll be playing the game. So up first, my league starter is going to be Poisonous Concoction Pathfinder. Some or many will play it as an occultist, but Pathfinder seems to be better for bossing. And as an SSF player, you have to be able to kill your own bosses. And as someone who tends to play one character a league, I'll opt for the ascendancy that gives me more sustain while bossing. Once I made my decision, I went about making a clear path towards acquiring the gear that I need. So what you see on the screen is just kind of this, we call it the Archnemesis to-do list. The first major point where we stop in the story is Foothills. I'm going to farm cluster jewels and set up my syndicate, as Betrayal is going to provide at least one very important craft, the increased duration of ailments while focused. So the fact that I can do that, as well as farm for low-level cluster jewels for chaos damage and chaos up multi, it sort of seems like a no-brainer. So optionally, if I forego the Foothills farm for some reason, I could just do Heist from about level 59 or 60 all the way up through like level 68, just to kind of gear up, acquire some currency. The demolition contracts have a chance to proc delirium, so I can get cluster jewels that way, although I'm leaning towards doing Foothills first. I have my Betrayal, and I went through and I picked everything that was going to be beneficial to me in SSF, and that's really important. A lot of betrayal setups that you see on Reddit or on YouTube, for instance, will be set up with Trade League in mind. So mine is going to be quite a bit different. I have a list of cluster jewels that I need from Delirium. And as I said before, for Foothills, I'm looking for a Chaos Damage Large and a Chaos Dot Multi Medium or two. I'll settle for a generic Dot Multi at first, and I think later I'm going to have to farm higher level jewels, because the notables that I really want for the end game are only available at higher item levels. So Foothills will just get me a start. Really, what you need the cluster jewels for is increased chaos damage. You tend to lack that on the tree these days. You have plenty of dot multi, but not enough increased damage to kind of balance everything out. As far as Conqueror's influence based, I need the hunter stuff. I mean, I don't need it, but of these things, hunter based, especially like a curse on hit ring, would be nice. And really, any influence base that's usable could be decent, because you can swap it and harvest. For the very end game, I need a Glorious Vanity, so I'm gonna have to lean into Legion, which we can do on the Atlas passive tree. There are a couple uniques to increase a priority on the loot filter, because they could be quite beneficial. The two of the body armors, Varnished Coat for Carcass Jack, that wouldn't hurt, and Triumphant Lamellar, Cherubim's Maleficence, decent options. So I make sure that if and when those drop, they make a nice big bang on the loot filter. Carnalmits is a cheap 5-link. If it drops early, wonderful. The build can take advantage of the Circle of Nostalgia rings from Synthesis. If they happen to drop, I don't think I'm going to go out of my way. I have already made a list of most of the common harvest crafts, so that way I don't have to think about what I'm going to do. Harvest is already very time consuming in maps, so if I can have as much of this ready to go as possible, the better. I just made a little note here. Once I get a decent shield, I can hide the evasion and armor-based shields because the implicits are poor. For expedition, I have to make a regex generator for the Gwen and Gambles so that I can possibly chance uniques. And as far as the Atlas passive tree, I have a very early game, like 30 points tree that I made. Basically just rushes essences and corrupted strong boxes for this for 6 links. I would show it to you right now, but the realm is currently down for maintenance, so I can't do that. But anyway, if you see this link here that's highlighted in blue, and you're watching this, you know, on Friday afternoon, feel free to check that out. Of course, the blank planner is right here. And then lastly, I wrote a note to myself to save all my chaos because Kirak has an ambush mod. And then after I spec into tamper-proof, it just further ups my chances of getting a corrupted 6 link. So that's the basic kind of sort of beginner plan. This will keep me busy, I have to imagine, at least, at the very least, for a week going through the league. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to probably do the league mechanic in almost every zone. I'm going to run every heist quest contract as I get it. It's going to take me a while to even get into maps, especially given that I'm going to either farm heist or foothills. So it's going to be a while, but I have a lot to keep me busy and a very clear path. And I won't, there'll be pretty much no point in the first week of the league where I'll be saying to myself, "Oh, geez, what do I do?" And once I kind of get through most of this, I can revisit it and come up with a new plan. So this is how I adapt stuff. So like speaking more about adapting content to SSF, you'll see videos where Trade League players will post their Atlas passive tree, and it would probably be a horrible choice for SSF. Basically, I watch all of the videos from even the top Trade League Andes just for the information, and then I make my own decisions with the information. So I think even as an SSF player, consume as much content as possible. You can even learn something from the Trade League videos and the Trade League posts and all that information. You just need to be able to adapt it. It's definitely very important to do that, even for build guides. If you find a build guide that has a that could be SSF viable, and really any good league starter should be SSF viable, at least in the beginning. You just need to be able to adapt it and figure out how you're going to acquire certain items, and come up with a nice game plan. That way you won't be spending plenty of time just wondering what the hell's going on. What do you do? And that might keep you from possibly re-rolling a build that really didn't need to be re-rolled quite so hastily. Lastly, I'm going to be doing some streaming on Twitch. Now that I have the internet to do it, I've been doing it periodically. I don't play a whole lot each day, but if you'd like to come in, say hi. If you're a Poisonous Concoction player and you're looking to see how I did something or how my build's going, or you just want to come in and chat about a video that I made on YouTube or whatever, stop in and say hello. It'd be great to see you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.